So our first guest is no other person but Pastor Kenny Kings. Put your hands together for him as he comes up. Keep celebrating them. Our second guest is no other than Miss Ebube Erisimadu. Put your hands together for her. Our third guest, is no other but Mr. Taye Alaofin. Our fourth guest is Mr. Adejo Emmanuel. Put your hands together for him. Celebrate them. Jesus. Dora Rohi, please. Can we? You can say that anyway. Maybe. Dora. Please, the mics.
Microphone. All right. Hello. Hi. All right.
Where's GM? So for this session, we will be speaking on the topic maximizing your opportunity and leveraging relationships available. Please, while this session is going on, we don't want any noise. We don't want you to walk about. Protocol team, like I said, if anybody wants to go out without any reasonable thing to do outside, please just collect your team names and bring it to me. So, to my right, please, sir, I would like you to introduce yourself to us. And to my left, too, please, you introduce yourself to us. We'll go with my right. Sorry, ma. Please introduce yourself to us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ebube Simadu. I am an entrepreneur and also a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
Wow. So please, can you introduce yourself to us?
Hi, everyone. My name is Kenny. I am a project manager and also a project and product management coach. Thank you.
So to my lady by my right, I would like to ask you a question. So what does maximizing an opportunity mean to you?
Okay, first of all, when we talk about maximizing opportunity, the first thing that you have to realize is that you have to know what an opportunity is. Because if you don't know what an opportunity is to you, you would never know how to maximize it. So first of all, because an opportunity to one person might not be an opportunity to another person, if you have been able to identify what an opportunity is to you in whatever field you are, then you would know how to maximize it. And then secondly, maximizing an opportunity automatically translates to making the best of that opportunity you can to the best of your ability. And when I mean the best of your ability, I don't mean the best of your ability in your mere self or you just being you. I mean going over and beyond to ensure that that opportunity that you've been able to, notice brings about the best that it can offer you. For example, if you say, what does it mean to maximize an opportunity as a student in a university? I will tell you that to maximize an opportunity as a student means that you have to leverage on everything that you can leverage on to get the best out of that school, in terms of academics, in terms of relationships, in terms of morals, in terms of everything. It's like a whole box. It encapsulates a lot. But the bottom line is that for everything that the school can give you, you are willing to grab it, and grab it to the best of your ability.
Thank you so much. Please, a hand of applause for her. So to you, Pastor Kenny, sorry, we'll be moving on to relationship. So how important have relationship been in your career or journey? So how important is relationship in your career or journey?
All right, so I'm just going to buttress on what Ebube has said. Opportunity is a chance for progress, a chance at advancement or profit. If the key word in that definition is chance, that's why some people would say opportunity comes but once. It is not something that you see every day. It's just something that happens and you have to be prepared for it. Now, coming back to the question by Emmanuel, for me as a project manager, relationships are like the best currency in my field, because I'm going to give a couple of stories though. Now, when you're a project manager, you are dealing with a lot of competing priorities. You're dealing with, you need this thing to be done today. And you're also managing stakeholders' expectations on a day-to-day basis. Guess what? Two stakeholders on one project might not align. I'll give you an example. I was managing a project in the health sector in Lagos some 2-3 years ago. And in that project, I had two stakeholders. They were my bosses. And they were best friends. They were pretty close, but they were not really cool. One of them told me to sabotage the other one in between the project, so that he was going to swallow the other stakeholders' input into the project. Now, as a project manager at that stage, you need to understand that it is a very difficult situation. I call it a topsy-turvy, because whatever decision you make, there will always be a backlash. But you need to make the best of decisions. One thing I did to help my case in that situation was to say, okay, sir, I will do it. But did not do it. And did not tell the other person. So what happened? There was a lot of heat from this stakeholder on me. And I was absorbing it so that the project will be successful. One final story. By training, I am a quantity surveyor. And by privilege on that project, I was the contractor's quantity surveyor. But we had another quantity surveyor, which was sort of like the person in charge of the project from the other side. But the way the government project was structured, I seemed to be, and that is not how it's supposed to be, but I seem to be supervising the guy that is supposed to be supervising me. Mind you, this guy was an executive member in the body of my profession in the States. He's the secretary. He will sign my document. They now said I should vet his job. He did a lot of what they call padding on that project, a lot of it. And I knew. But I cannot query his job because of what? The relationship will help me. That guy has, so far in my career, he is one of my mentors till tomorrow. And because I did not make that decision to smear his reputation, I called him and I said, boss, they want me to do this to you. He said, go ahead, now it's your job. I said, I will not do it. But this is what we're going to do. You're going to reduce this rate. You're going to do this. You're going to remove this. You're going to do this. He now laughed. He now says, smart boy. Listen, if I did not act with wisdom in that scenario, I promise you, when he was signing my document, when I was about to join the body, it was not going to be an easy journey. So this is how relationships have really helped my journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. To my left, welcome, sir. So please, can you introduce yourself? And we are discussing the topic, maximizing your opportunities and leveraging on relationship available. So you first introduce yourself, and now my question to you, sir. So my question is, how can you differentiate, or what's the difference between networking and building genuine relationship?
Praise the Lord. My name is Day3 Emmanuel, and I'm a media creative. Could you come back with the question again?
So my question is, what's the difference between networking and building genuine relationships?
Okay. Networking, I'd say, it would be like, let me use a relatable instance. If, for instance, you do small chops, you sell cakes, or you're like a media person, a videographer, for instance, how to network would be to intentionally create a strategy to say, for instance, imagine maybe you're a videographer in Maraba and you want to be charging people in Maraba 300,000 per shoot. How many clients do you think you would get? Maybe 0, maybe 1 every year, right? But networking will be you intentionally creating a strategy to target the type of audience that can pay you that amount, right? So what would be the strategy? First of all, where are my clients that can afford this price? Where then they? Mona mentioned the locations. Where? Maitama. You see, so you already know what we're talking about. But leveraging relationship would now be, I know Kenny Kings, I know Ebube, I know Emmanuel, I know Tai. And these people are big names, right? And I can just call Ebube someday. But first of all, it's the word leveraging on what? Relationship. That's why it's very important how you treat the person next to you now that you're meeting in Star Camp. I met him in Star Camp. Although we went to like the same primary school, he was like my sister's mate, my senior. But we didn't meet again until in Star Camp. And that was where we built like a relationship. Same thing with Ebube. Star Camp was where like we started to bond. TKH. Everybody sitting here. But I can't randomly call, who can I use now? Give me a name. Otedola. I tell him, sir, can you remember me? My name is Day3 Emmanuel. No, we don't have a relationship. So I can't leverage that. So you can only leverage on a relationship you have with somebody. Which is why TKH is a building ground. Which is why all the things that Mama is hitting on, they are important. My background of me being in media started from me carrying speaker in Star Camp. That time, some people even meet me and be like, guy, you know they tire. Why you just they carry? Funny conversations, but every single part of me, every single thing that has made up my career today started from Star Camp. So leveraging relationship is, first of all, being intentional about the relationship. While networking is a strategy, a very intentional strategy you come up with and you follow.
Thank you so much. Can you clap for him, clap for him, clap for him, clap for him? To my extreme right, so please can you introduce yourself? And my question is, what are the practical ways as an entrepreneur or a student? What are the practical ways can you identify opportunities?
Okay, thank you very much for that. Hello, everyone. My name is Tai Alaofi, and I am a product manager. I help build technological products. So one of the easiest ways to identify what? Opportunities is very simple. There has to be a need, right? Need. If there was no need for communication, for instance, before now, or long time ago, when there were no mobile phones, right? How were people communicating? Letters. If you write a letter today to somebody in Lagos, what is an estimated time or estimated number of days before the person gets it? How many? A month. Somebody said a month. Wow. Months. Interesting. I was even going to estimate days. So imagine that you have to write a letter today telling somebody something that you want the person to see now. And you have to wait like 3 months for the person. You would have probably forgotten about the letter you wrote, right? Right? And so some wise people in the world thought that, how can we solve this issue? They spotted what? A need. Right now, I can send you a message and you get it the next second or the next milliseconds, right? So one of the best ways is spotting an opportunity or a need. When there's a need, it will be easy for your opportunity to scale. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. To you, Ma, the last round of questions, sorry. So as an entrepreneur, right, I want to know, how do you leverage relationship in your field as an entrepreneur? So we want you to give examples and instances.
Okay, how do I leverage relationships? Okay, first of all, I would like to categorize relationships into 3. The first one is general relationships. So those are relationships that half I'm a guy, babe, how you day? Right? Those ones are just general relationships. So the second one is seasonal relationships. Those ones are connections that come into your life for just a season or for just a purpose. Yeah, there's some people who you would never meet again in this world until you transition into glory when you are old and gray. They have come into your life, they have fulfilled the purpose that they are supposed to fulfill in your life, and they have moved on with their own life. And destiny may never bring you people back together again. So those ones, I tag or classify them as seasonal relationships. And now they are destiny or covenant relationships. So those are the ones that you need to intentionally water, intentionally prune, intentionally cultivate so that they can grow, because in the long run of things, they're going to be beneficial to you. So how do you navigate as an entrepreneur, right? Okay, first of all is that you have to create relationships. So there's something, I was talking to someone earlier today. We were having a discussion, like a round table discussion. And the truth is that a lot of people that I know now, I met them from church. As cliche as that might sound, it is the truth. Everybody seated here, I have a relationship with them now outside the church. But I met them from where? I met them from church. And when I started my business, I started to leverage on the relationships that I had. The truth is that as a business person, your first patronage is going to be your family and friends. They have to believe in you to be able to order for what you are getting first. For example, when I started my business, first thing I did is that I went to my family and friends and I told them, this is what I do. You will patronize me by hook or crook. I could only do that because I had some level of relationship with them. I don't know if you're getting. So your first target market, even before you're looking for the big guys and the big people that will give you a contract, is the relationship that you have cultivated. The truth is that our generation, not Generation Z, Gen Zs, do not maximize relationships as much as they should. You will find someone like Dangote attending the birthday ceremony of a contemporary or a fellow businessman. He would attend a 2-year-old's birthday ceremony. What is someone like Dangote looking for in the birthday party of a 2-year-old? What he's doing is that he's registering his presence. Is he going to be playing with the child and or be gisting with the child? No, he's not doing that. He's registering his presence because he knows that that relationship is going to be beneficial to him in terms of his business. I don't know if you are getting. I hope we're understanding. So as an entrepreneur, what you do is that you leverage on the relationships that you have intentionally watered and created. If we remember earlier, I mentioned that there are different categories of relationships. Every relationship must be watered. You must be intentional in every relationship that comes your way. Even if the person is going to be, you're going to have a conversation with the person for a minute. I said something. If I meet you today and I say, Guy, how far? I can meet you tomorrow and build from Guy, how far, right? But if I meet you today and I don't talk to you, if I meet you tomorrow, I don't have anything to build on, right? So that's the way relationship goes. And as a business person, as an entrepreneur, you need that kind of relationship because one person refers one person. Before you know it, another person tells this person of your business. Before you know it, another person tells this person of your business. When I started my business, I came to TKH and I said, my family members, so this is what I do. And the first major patronage that I was getting were from members of TKH. They would call me around them, I need this, I need that, and I'll be able to supply. They will call me and say, okay, I have this event, I have this function, I sell this, and I'll be able to supply. I make and sell plantain chips. And I started to get orders. And before you know it, people started referring, my business or my brand to different people, and it started to spread. So in the sense, even if you sell as little as chin-chin, first of all, look by your side. Who is the person by your side? What can you gain from the person by your side in terms of, exposing your business, in terms of their patronage? Remember that I said that somebody that you don't talk to, you cannot ask the person for a favor and expect a response. So if you have a contact on your phone and the only time you send that contact a message is when you are in need, the tendency of the person answering you is very slim. So if you don't water any relationship, the truth is that seated amongst you here are people that can help you in 10 years' time. But if you don't be intentional about that relationship, you would not gain the favor. Seated amongst you here, the next person by your side can be your stepping stone to greatness, can be your stepping stone to lifting. You can be in need, and the person by your side is the person that is going to help you. You can be in, stranded, and the person by your side will be the person that will help you. In terms of your business, in terms of anything, there are times when you sit down and someone is looking for admission, and the person that is sitting by your side, his father is the VC of the school. If you don't try and maintain a relationship and even have a conversation, there are some of us that since we came to Starcamp, we've not said hello to anybody. So this is your chance today. Say hello to the next person by your side, because you don't know whether the person is going to be of help for you tomorrow. That's what I have to say.
Thank you so much. So now, pointing to what you said, we have to build relationship. So to you, Pastor Kenny, so what if I am shy? I'm a very shy person. I'm very timid. So how do I now overcome that to start to build a relationship? Secondly, what if the relationship I have, it's one-sided or is draining? How do I deal with that relationship?
All right, thank you very much, Mano. There is no illusion and there is no luck when it comes to growth. It is a process. You have to go through the mile. GM said something earlier. He said that what he's doing today started from when he was lifting up or moving speakers from place to place. If you check everybody seated here today, what we are doing today started in Starcamp. Check. I studied quantity surveying. Why did I choose project management? Because I've been managing programs in Starcamp, and I knew that is my strength. Chaos. Trust me, when I'm a chaos manager, when there is a problem, my bosses want me to be there. I can change it for people. I can be friendly. All those things, I learned it in Starcamp. Now let me go to the question. See, I have so many stories for this. When you are shy, you can only afford to be shy. You can only afford to be timid if you are a Nepo baby. Hear me and hear me well. You can only afford to be shy. You can only afford to be timid only if you are what? A Nepo baby. Do you realize that I'm a very shy person? Do you believe? No, you guys don't believe. Calm down. Calm down. My brother knows me better than everybody. When I was in secondary school or primary school to even secondary school, if my seatmate is a girl for the whole term, I will not say a word to her. Like, I won't put on my neck like this. I was a chronic stammerer in primary school. And that messed up my esteem. See, I learned how to speak intentionally. I realized that I was always eager to talk. So because I wanted to rush to get into a conversation, so I started pacing myself. As it's coming, I was just, so how far? That was how I learned how to speak, literally. If girls are seated here and I need to buy something here, I will go and turn like this. Turn, buy it here and turn back. That was how my life was as a boy in junior secondary school. Let me tell you how I broke free. And you need to understand this thing. And as funny as it may sound, I had a friend called Olu. We're in front of one store somewhere in Corridor, and I saw one fine auntie. Some of you were like, eh? Yes, fine auntie. I told my friend, how far this auntie is fine, oh? And Olu said, go and tell her. Eh? And Olu said something that I've told this story a lot of times in a lot of places. Olu said, if you talk to her, will you die? And for every time I am about to do something that I feel afraid to do, I always remember Olu's voice. If you do it, will you die? And I'll go for it. I went to her, I tapped her. Auntie, you look fine. I said, thank you. I was 13 years old. She was like probably 19 or 20. And that broke that whole barrier. Also, when you are consistently doing something. Emmanuel told me something. I'm sorry I'm going to bring you into this. He told me something today, that was it today or yesterday, that he doesn't have stage fright again in Starcamp. And I smiled because I went through that whole experience. When my first few years hosting here, I was afraid. Then it got to a point that I won't even feel it when I'm climbing the stage to hold the mic, because I was consistently doing it year after year. I'm now used to the atmosphere, used to the place, and used to your faces. I won't look over your head. I will look into your eyes. That is what happened, because he has been consistently doing it. Is there the second question?
Second question is, how do you deal with a relationship when it's one-sided or draining?
So, this is it. Business-wise, life-wise, any otherwise, if a relationship is one-sided, cut it off. Hear me and hear me well. Hear me and hear me well. There are people that you do not need them to know you share, but you just want to be in their face every time. I have people like that I send monthly. I don't do monthly text, but there are people I send monthly text to. Oh, you don't know anything. I send monthly text to them so that they will just know that they exist too. Not because of now. Trust me. I might need them to refer me some. My HOD was the dean of my faculty, was my project supervisor. I kept in touch with him. I would just like his status. I would just send him a new month text. When he became a professor, I sent him one long text. Thank you for impacting. Last year I wanted to get into the US for PhD. I just sent him a text that this. I forwarded this to your mail. He just wrote back, done. He didn't even pick my call. Because I've been able to do what? Keep that relationship. Like, there are so many people, and I left school 6 years ago, was 6+ years ago. So how am I still in his consciousness? Because I service that relationship. But for people that are on your level, like your peers, that you need to like really interact, and they are not giving you the attention, please cut them off. Very important, cut them off. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Before I ask the question, so please, if you have any question, you can pen it down and give it to Rohi. Rohi. So, sir, as a creative, right, can you tell us, can you share when you almost missed an opportunity and in turn you leverage it to your advantage?
Okay, let me just tell a quick story. But I'll bench it on the baseline that opportunities sometimes don't look like opportunity. And opportunities will not always come the way you want them to. So here's the story. I have this friend, his name is James. He said something once and it stuck to my head since that time. And I always remember. He said that his elder brother told him when he was done with school that, I'll use pidgin English, even if na concrete, go they carry am. That's concrete is block that you mold. Why? Because his elder brother just felt like you need to be doing something, right? So that thing stuck in my head. It just got stuck. So I ventured into like multiple things, a lot of things, which was not so good because you need your eye to be fixed. When you're building, you don't build 5 houses at the same time until you get to where you have that capacity to do that. You build one at a time, then you begin to enlarge in capacity. Then a time will come when you can build 6, 7, 8, right? Back to my story. So while I was thinking on that, I ventured into multiple things. And one of them was I started doing bolts. I think a few people here are my clients. I started doing bolts. Do you know sometimes when I'm driving, I'll be like, which brings me back to the conversation of what if you're a shy person or, yes, I'm a very, I used to be. But I discovered that shyness and business, they don't used to do collabo. They don't used to collaborate too. So you have to intentionally try to put yourself out there. Ask your neighbor, what's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing is that you faint if you stand on this stage and we'll resuscitate you. Tomorrow we'll bring you back. And the more you do it, just like he said, consistency. Then you begin to just discover that, just like Emmanuel, I'm not shy again. No. You won't even know. It's just one day you just discover that. Do you get? I was doing both. Then I started to engage gradually. I'll just start talking or they'll talk to me. But I started with basic things like, oh, hello, good afternoon. How are you? Where am I taking you to? I'm being polite. That's still how to leverage on relationships. Some of us have very bad character and nobody wants to associate with us. Right? I started doing both. And somebody one day told me, she said, do you know there is money on the internet? I didn't get it because I wanted her to tip me like extra money after I drop her. I was nice enough now. But she just said, she just gave me a few things and told me this, that. But while I was driving that boat, I was just expecting that one day somebody would just say, oh, Emmanuel, you're a good videographer. Let me carry you. Take you to US. Take you to London. That was my own, like in my mind, that's how I pictured it working out. But it wasn't like that. It was sometimes some people just telling me, I have a son who is 21 years old, and this is what he does. He's making $21,000 a month, and he's not a Yahoo boy. I'm like, in this country? How? But you see, most of those informations that were coming were something that were important to build my future. Then, along that line, I met a friend who we grew up together a long time ago. And when I met him, that was the turning point. Because he began to tell me, you're a videographer, you're good. Why don't you just, do both on the side, but do videography full time? And then you can branch into media fully. And he was like, a week later, what are you doing? I said, I'm still driving Bolt too. He said, no, but we've discussed about this thing. Then he drew up a schedule for me and he said, okay, even if they're not going to pay us for this gig, but can we interview this person, and people can see the job and know what you can do? I'm like, okay. I don't have a camera. He said, I have a camera. I don't have light though. I'll get light. Now, that's relationship, right? I knew this guy from like long time ago, and this is now occurring, playing back out. And we did the interview. From that one, somebody saw it. I like it. Can you guys do? Yes, we can. Can you guys do? Yes, we can. Can you guys do? Yes, we can. But that's also going to bring me to benchmark this. If you are doing something, make sure you are good at it. It's okay if you're not where you want to be yet while you're doing it, but be very intentional about growing in it. Somebody got engaged to do a job last week, and the person got paid. And after he delivered the first batch of the job, he was discontinued. Why? He delivered a bad job. It's better you don't even take a job at all than you do a bad job. You know why? After that person who is going to discontinue the job or who you did the job for, over 1,000 people will know that you don't know how to do a good job. Because you just in Instagram, now that boy nine do that work, oh, and they'll start laughing. But you think it's just, no. So be very intentional about what you do and grow in it. I don't know if that, in a way, narrows down into the answer of the question.
Thank you very much, sir. Satai, we have a question for you. So it says, if you have to give one principle for maximizing opportunity in the next 5 years, what would it be?
One principle for maximizing opportunity. Okay, so one principle I would give for maximizing opportunity in the next 5 years would be to be open to learning. Be ready to learn. What you don't know, right? The only way you can get there is when you're open to learning. I was working at Access Bank. I used to be a banker, and I knew that I did not want to continue on that path. So what did I do? I started to Google stuff just try to do a personal gap, self-evaluation, gap analysis. What do I know? What do I want to know? Where I am now? Where am I now? Where do I want to be? And all of that. So by the time I was done, I knew that I wanted to be managing people, managing projects, and then I took a course in product management. I remember that time I paid $100 for it. Yes, and also be ready to spend money. So most of the time we like to do free courses, free everything. I understand that there are free resources on the internet, but there are sometimes that you will not get some things until you pay for it, right? So be open to learning and also be ready to spend on knowledge-based materials. Hallelujah. So when Apostle Babs came here and he was talking about how like he has gone to big stages and all that, and I started to Google him, and I saw that he has a book. He has a book on, I think Scribe or something, and I think it was like less than $10. And if you I scrolled through it, and I felt like, oh, this content should actually be more than $10. I think $9.99, and I was like, wow. I want to buy the book, right? But one and why? Because I like to invest in knowledge. Not everything. There are free resources on YouTube. You will learn a lot of things on YouTube, but I promise you, there are some things that you will not learn, you will not get anywhere. One of the projects I've been working on recently, right? It's one product that helps professionals in DevOps. I don't know who knows DevOps here. DevOps, people that are responsible for cloud infrastructures, right? Somebody has gone ahead of a lot of DevOps engineers and feels like, okay, let me give back. But obviously, I'm not going to give back for free. But even if I'm giving back, no matter how much these people pay me, it's not really going to quantify what I'm going to give back to them. And he started to charge what? $1,000. And we eventually spoke about it, and it was like, okay, let's do it for $500. Now, we're doing the first cohort, and guess what? Only about 7 people signed up, and that's fine, right? 7 people signed up for the first cohort, $500 each, and we're just in between the cohorts, and one person has landed a job that's paying him 1.5 million naira monthly. Now, imagine putting in $500, less than 1 million naira, but you get 1.5 million naira every month for a knowledge that you pay for. So what I would say, or to just rephrase what I've said, be ready to invest in knowledge-based materials and be open to learning. Thank you very much.
So because of time, we'll just be asking one more question. We'll be having a part 2 of this session, please. We'll be having a part 2. We are so sorry. So to you, Pastor Kenny, so as a project manager, right, what is the best possible way to control your employees? Your employees? People you employ.
You can't control people. There's no magic when I say you jump high, fly, roll in front, back like a dog. Woof, woof, woof. No, you can't control people. So let me rephrase the question: how to manage the team. So there are so many principles to use, but I like to use, there is divide and rule, there is in God we trust, there is we are family, but I like to use the carrot and stick method. Yeah, the carrot and stick method. Most organizations use only the carrot in the sense that they chastise and criticize errors, but do not celebrate little wins. Now, I like to pay emphasis on the carrot. Because one thing everybody is used to, currently I work for a team that is not really centered here. And I learned in my first few months working with them, and I am seeing how everybody has a voice in the team. And they're like, oh, no, whatever opinion you have makes sense. Please just drop your opinion, And I'm like, we're on a call one day with some white guys, and the guy had a disappointment. Like, he was talking to strangers. He was our client. And he was just talking, and he was just crying, oh my God, this is so messed up. I mean, I'm like, all of us, the Nigerians in that team, we're on WhatsApp chatting each other. Wait till they happen. Na full grown man, they cry like this. And he was so emotional, talking about, oh God. And that was strange to us, because in this place, what we understand, what we've come to understand or learn is, you know, if you show any weakness, so strong face. But what I do, I basically celebrate little wins, and when you mess up, I chastise it grossly. That is the best way I have been able to manage talents. Thank you.
So because...
Ewo. From where to where now? We're talking about business. I've seen dating questions. Because your relationship. If you're over 18 years old, that's good. If you are below 18 years of age, then no. And not in secret. Let it be open. Let everybody know. Let the parents be aware. Let the community be aware. Let the people around you be aware. Because sin thrives in secrecy. Do you understand? The question was that, is it a crime to date in TKH? With everything, as an adult, with everything, what would they talk? With everything, what would they talk? Oh, this is the question. So, it is not a crime as an adult. You're an adult, but don't do it in secret so that sin will not germinate. And don't date because you want to date. Date because there is an intention to settle. There's an intention to marry. There's an intention to take it to the next level. That's why for me, when you're 20, when you're 21 and you're not done with school and all of that, when older people, they tell us this thing that time, it didn't make sense. But right now, looking back, we're like, oh, not true. We actually wasted our time. We actually wasted, like, I remember when I was in school and somebody was telling me, and I got it. Like, bro, honestly, it makes sense. If we tell you this thing, we tell you from experience, be ready to get a job or at least get out of school so that you can figure out life with somebody. Both of you will be talking and planning ahead. It's sweet though, but instead of that one with that, you are as well. We'll do relationship talk some other time. We need to go for alone with God, please. It's really, really important we do that. We need to go for alone with God.
Hallelujah. Have we learned something today? Have we learned something today? Have we learned something today? Team Sapphire +2. Have we learned something today? Yes.
That's the carrot strategy, by the way.
So, because of time, we'll not be taking the questions. But tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have this session again. Please put your hands together as our panelists leave the stage. Celebrate them. It's not easy to give out this knowledge for free. Celebrate.
Can we all be on our feet? Can we all be on our feet? Can we all be on our feet? You know why you are here, Abby? You know why you're in Star Camp, Abby? You know why you are here. Good. Alone with God is one of the secrets of Star Camp. It is where we have seen God, heard God for ourselves. I beg you, do not play with this session. I beg you again. Do not go out there and sleep. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I was waking people up to come into the hall. I mean, you can have an out-of-body experience, but please come back sharp. I have come in the volume of the book. It was written about me to do your will, oh God. I have come in the volume of the book. It was written about me to do your will, oh God. I will do your will do your will, do your will, oh God. Can you sincerely say these words? I will do your will, do your will, do your will, oh God. I've come in the volume of the books. It was written about me to do your will, oh God. I have come in the volume of the books. It was written about me to do your will, oh God. Can we begin to go out? Can we begin to go out? Just pick your chair. You know what to do. Have a conversation with God. Tell him to open your books for you. You want to see what the next course of action is. You want to see the next phase of your life. You want to have insight into things to come. You want to know. Can you be intentional? Can you be intentional? I have come in the volumes. I have come in the volumes of the books. It was written about me to do your will, oh God. I have come in the volume. I have come in the volume of the books. It was written about me to
fast? Can we be fast?
I will do your will.
Shaka parabada balados. Perebeda baradandele paya basheka paya. Arakata barapalianda barazupeleta. Kaparada balakapata seperedaya. Reka papa parabadandele zeka parada. Regebele bada baskepele baya. Eshaka parabadaya. Karabadan balada. Can we be fast? Kalata barato sekata. Orebeledan delebere kosepaya. Endebere kapaya barabada. Eseke berebeda rabayada. Seka barabada yebeleda barado sekata. Eberabada barada sekapaya. Eberebedan delesku beleda. Epapa la barandia ba shekaya. Jesus.